Hello, I'm Lise-Lotte. Welcome to the garden. You can see my greenhouse behind me. And these are some flowers that I picked this morning from the garden. Just love dahlia season. And I've got a few other things in here. I've got some cosmos. This one that you can see here is actually a dahlia that I grew from seed, from a floret seed. Isn't that amazing that that's a dahlia? And some other wonderful stuff. Little bachelor buttons, or otherwise known as cornflowers. These ones are cosmos as well. They're like a lemonade one. Anyway, just love them. So I wanted to sort of tell you a little bit about the last few days here in the garden, where I hosted my gems for a dinner just behind the camera here. Anybody in GEMS was welcome to come, whether they were coming to Creativity Day or not. And that was really fun because not everybody we haven't met in person. And so it was just lovely to have an evening together. It was still, wasn't windy, which was great. Those are almost my favorite nights, particularly in the garden. So that was really fun to get to know one another. And you know, something that I hadn't anticipated was how people in GEMS who see each other kind of like book club actually, once a month on Zoom, and we talk about either the theme from that month or themes of creativity, and we might make something or we might just have a conversation. And over the last 2 years that I've had GEMS, people have gotten to know one another. We've shared stories and really found connections in that way. And so when people were getting together, they were actually bringing gifts for one another, which was just so cool. I didn't anticipate the deep level of connection that people would have in real life, like in person, after they'd had this experience online. And so that part was really exciting and fun and wonderful to watch. So that was really neat. And one of the things that I did on Creativity Day, so Creativity Day, anybody could come to. It was the next day. It was a full day, also here in the garden. And one of the things that I invite people to do, I've done this year and last year, is to bring for an exchange, for like a gift exchange with the other people who are at the retreat, at the one-day workshop. Is to bring something that they see as a creative tool for them and something that is really helpful for them. Could be a book, could be a journal, could be a kind of pencil, could be a kind of stone. It could be anything, right? And I participate too, and I don't have them in my hand right now, but you've seen them before probably with me, and they're like snips. They're a Japanese flower snips, although you can do rhubarb with them. Like you can cut anything with them. They're actually really sharp, although they don't look it. And so that's what I do with my flower arranging with, and it's one of my absolute favorite tools, absolute favorite. So that's the thing that I bring. And I wanted to show you this one. So isn't this beautiful? It's made out of wood. It feels really beautiful. It's got a dragonfly. And then I want to make sure that I don't open it to there. Isn't that neat? So these beautiful snips, because one is always when you do, that was what I was afraid of. When you do things around the house, you know, you always need little snips for cutting ends with your knitting or whatever it is. I just don't, if Lily comes along, I will stop talking and find that needle. That is exactly what I didn't want to do. But anyway, it has a little magnet and everything. So it's just that, so that was the thing that that I got in the exchange. So that is going to be fantastic, and it's beautiful because it can sit. It's a little bit bigger than just the snips, so it can sit. It'll probably sit in the living room, I'm guessing, and then I'll have snips for when I'm doing needlework or knitting or whatever. So that was kind of fun, and then I wanted to show you what we had made. One of the things that we had made is this book. So I actually showed people how to do this book. And we did it step by step, and then we did the things inside as well. So the cyanotype inside, And there's a picture of me. Actually, it must have been taken, I must have taken that picture about this time last year, because look, same dahlia. I just noticed that. If I hold it this way, it'll go flat. And then here's one of the things that this is advice to my future self. And so my advice to my future self is stay quiet so you can hear. It is there. This you know. And I just signed it me and put the date on it. I've got another piece of paper written in white there. That's what you see. We didn't have time to do this, but we will be doing it in gems. And the final sheet isn't filled in because it is to fill in later on. And then we made these stickers with pressed flowers. I was going to take one out for you because the other ones are in there. And I put a little pouch that's black and one that's with the vellum. And these are these little stickers that we made with pressed flowers. And you know, it's one of those things where I really like to have like surprises. I really like to surprise my guests when they come. Surprise and delight, and for them to really feel like this is something special and something different, and to see things in a different way than they had before, which I did. But then this is the part that I was really excited about when I sort of created this accordion book of sorts, realizing that there is something at the back, right? So there are pages at the back. And so these are the pages that are, we had a different question for each page, and I gave people a gel pen, white gel pen to keep. And so they could write their thoughts in here for what the questions were. So that is their kind of, their private part of the book. And then when they get home, and you know, if you go to something and if you know, live with community or family or whoever, they might say, oh, I heard you do that thing, like what did you make, like let's see it. And so you can show them this stuff. So this is sort of the public part, but you don't need to share the part behind, because I really think that as you are exploring new ideas, as you are exploring your own creativity, as you are just even working through things, you know, in your life, if you're writing about other things, you don't need to share those. They actually can remain just with you. And so that's what that is for, is as you're exploring your own creativity, that you have a chance to write about it, have a chance to explore thoughts in a written form for you, in a guided way, of course. And that remains private to you. And then this is the part that you can share with everybody. So yeah, I was so excited when we came up with that. That was really good. So to do the stickers, you need to have flat flowers. You need to have pressed flowers. And so one of the things that we did as a surprise was we made these flower presses to give to our guests. And so this one's being used at the moment, as you can see. I've got a sweet pea. So we did one layer, and then I can just undo these easily and put more cardboard in, more paper, which I sent my guests off with to do, so that they had lots. They didn't have to try and figure out cardboard or anything. And then we can just do layers and layers of pressed flowers. So that's what you need to make the stickers. And this was the flower press. So I'm just really happy. I love the size. I love the feel of it. And yeah, so I'm excited about this, and excited about the possibilities of what I'm going to make besides that with this flower press. So that was really it for this week. It was such a full week in preparing for, well, I've been preparing for Creativity Day for some time now, and trying out new ideas and trying different things, because I'm always wanting to really make something special, but I love to have something that kind of follows through And I feel like this book was the thing that kind of pulled everything together that we were doing, including the kinds of things that we were talking about, and that one can record that, because I think it's kind of neat when you do have a chance to write things down, write your thoughts down, what it is that you kind of remember from a day, and what you know, when I look back at some of the things that I've written and I go, oh wow, yeah, that's right, I was working on that. Or recently I have been looking back at some things and thinking, oh gosh, like, yeah, I'm making progress in this area or that area. Or oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that idea, yeah, I need to try that. Like, there's lots of reasons to kind of not in a, you know, do homework kind of way, but in a just for your future self, you know, just to kind of take the temperature today, and then later on you can come back and kind of see the ideas that you've had, be reminded of things that you want to try in the future. They might even sometimes, I find too, that sometimes you don't even really realize that you've been working away at something for a long time, and then when you see something that you've written, you go, oh yeah, that would solve that for me now. So I must have been working away at it somehow in my subconscious. So anyway, I think it is really good if you can sort of write a few things down. And the other thing is, you know, to do this kind of creativity in a group like this, it is really, well, I love groups, so that's, you know, groups are made of individuals, and so it's that chemistry that happens in the group that I love. And it is a different experience online and a different experience in person, and both valid, both equally powerful, I think, in their own ways, because we are, after all, on our own journey with creativity. But I do find that when people are in a safe place where people are kind and safe, and thoughtful and so on, like other women who are, you know, healthy in that way, that one can almost stretch further or try things that you didn't know you could try, or go a little bit further than you thought you could, because you know that the other people around you are also trying those new things on, trying the notion of creativity, trying it on and seeing what it's like, and experimenting and exploring different kinds of ways of being creative, without people judging, without, you know, without judgment is powerful stuff, actually, when you feel supported to try something new, and you do that. And I've seen that actually with the gems, and it's just been really like, it's been such an honor to watch that evolution, and in some cases real transformation from somebody who didn't think that they were creative at all, to now realizing, through going through gems, to now realizing that, yeah, they have been creative in different ways all along, and now it just gives them the confidence and the interest and the energy to try even more things. So that part was really fascinating to me and very, very exciting. And so I look forward to welcoming new gems into our membership in the fall. And yeah, because I just think that it's a chance to be in this kind of place. And, you know, sometimes I think it's also helpful not to be with people that you necessarily know in your kind of regular life, that you're with other women who are also, you know, exploring this notion of creativity for them, you know, and seeing what it does, and seeing, you know, how it sort of changes things for us, calms us and brings us into the present moment, and yeah, changes everything. So that's why I'm here. I want to help other women find creativity in their lives, and even more importantly than that, to find the connection both to other people but to themselves and their own creativity. And that excites me more than anything else these days, and has the last couple years since I started GEMS. So that was really kind of, there were lots of full circle moments from, to be able to sit with the GEMS in my garden over dinner and talk about when I very first started this and came on social media and said, hey, I don't know what I'm, I don't have anything to offer you. I don't know where this is going, but I'm going to try this thing. Would you like to come along? And certain people, it spoke to them, and they were willing to come along for the adventure, and they've been founding members with me for 2 years, and it's just been really fantastic. And I didn't know these people before that, and so it really speaks to their sense of adventure, and also just the wonderful thing about connection, right? And so now to see what people are doing as a result of the work that we've done together, well, that's just really special and exciting. So it's been a really big week, and yeah, I'm looking forward to welcoming new people in the fall, and welcoming other people to the garden for more workshops in the future. And I hope that you are finding ways in your own life to be creative and finding connections to other people, because I think that that is really something that is life affirming and life changing and is possible. So if you don't have that now, please know that it's possible, because I think that's an important thing to know. So I wish you peace on your path.